The issue that I have when people bring up peace so much is nobody really wants peace. People want justice. You can always have peace, right? You just give up. You can always surrender any war. But it just seems strange that the country, who says, give me liberty or give me death, would look to another country and say, maybe if you guys just like give up 20% of your territory.
I don't think they should.
Yeah, but that's what Trump's negotiating.
Well, like I said, I don't think they should. And Volodymyr Zelensky, to his own credit, said he was willing to give up certain parts of Ukraine.
Because Trump is making him do it, right?
No, that was prior to Trump even coming in to telling him
because
that.
they have no other choice. But like this would be a circumstance I would imagine where the United States comes in and says, hey, this is wrong. It's a clear wrong. Like it's not like Israel-Palestine where things are, whatever. But this is like a thing where it's,
Here, do you rather the United States intervene for peace, or do you rather them continue to fund war?
I would rather we fight for justice. I think it's
so. You want them to continue to fund war?
Of course, I want
That's
them to.
Nuts.
I want
the military-industrial complex wins, and I thought you were a guy who was totally against the military-industrial complex.
I love the military-industrial complex. I wish they would be more active. Okay, because we are completely abandoning Ukraine. But I mean, to that point, then let's say that Russia invades Poland. Do you say, well, we shouldn't fight at all because there might be death, or if they invade Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania,
but if they invade Poland, then there's Article 5 of NATO.
So there's still going to be death involved.
Well,
right?
I understand, but then there's a whole
Article
alliance.
5 is more important than death. Or?
It's not that Article 5. We have a moral obligation, just like they had a moral obligation to come to our aid after 9/11. So when we're talking Poland, it's a different story.
We don't have any moral obligation to Ukraine.
We don't.
There's a very clear bad guy, a very clear good guy.
In your opinion, what's the solution?
The solution is to tell Ukraine and to tell Russia that we're going to support Ukraine literally until they've completely given up fighting, and it's going to be the most painful incursion into sovereign territory that Russia's ever done.
What would that do for the U.S.'s relationship with Russia? And we see our
relationship with Russia is already horrible.
Do you think that benefits us, though?
How about we concern ourselves with our relationship with Europe, who is like currently looking at the United States as abandoning its entire post as leader of the free world, I guess. Or look at like places like Taiwan or other places under threat.
Do you think we should intervene in Taiwan and go to war with China?
I haven't done extensive research there, so I don't like to take a strong opinion, but I like the idea that everybody in the world is thinking, or was thinking, if we invade a place, the United States might show up and fuck our shit up. But right now with Ukraine, it kind of looks like that's not the case. Now it looks like the U.S. under Trump wants to play like big power politics, where it's like, as long as you're the big boy on the block, you can take over whatever you want and do whatever you want, kind of like how we're bullying our neighbors, Mexico and Canada right now.
That's divorced from reality, Destiny. That is not.
What's divorced from reality?
That is not how President Trump wants to lead the United States.
Why are we terrifying Canada and Mexico more than China? Our tariffs are bigger on our allies than China.
Well, I understand, but have you seen the tariffs that Canada and Mexico has imposed in the United States?
Yes, they were all negotiated under Trump. It's called the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Trade Agreement.
The USMCA